Hey guys, I'm Jamie with Southeastern Soul Tribe. So glad that you guys have came over to the channel. Thank you to all those who are already subscribers, and if you have not yet subscribed, please do so if you love my reads. So I was getting some messages over the past week. It seems like that geese seem to be the animal totem. Sometimes that happens for me. I don't know if it happens for you guys, but it's happened to me very often. There was a time period when I dealt with owls and all kinds of things like that, different things, but geese were a big deal. And I don't know how that fits in. And I was going to start this whole thing out reading for Aries, but I think I need to do a collective message first that goes out to everyone, because I feel like there's a collective group of people who need to hear this. And I think the geese and the goose egg, something around that is very significant to a message that the collective needs to have. I'll do a general reading, and if it resonates with you, great. If it doesn't, then you can move along. I will be doing the sign readings today as well. I finished up the zodiac on this last round, so this round we will be doing starting with Aries and going back through the zodiac again, everything individual. Remember, this is a Southern Sass production. My best friend Amy and I also have partnered together on her true crime podcast. I'm sometimes the co-host and sometimes I'm not, but she's the host all the time, and you have to check it out. It's called The Raven Knox. It's part of Southern Sass Productions. And then, of course, thank you to all my subscribers with Southeastern Soul Tribe and all of my private donators. And those of you who order private readings, you keep me alive and you keep us producing other things. And if you have a creative adventure that you'd like to go on and you'd like to partner with Southern Sass Productions, please go to our website at www.southernsassproductions.com. Let us know what your idea is and see if that's something we'd like to partner with you on as well. All right, let's get to the thing about geese so that we can understand. So in my journaling, I had to start a new journal. Amy bought this new journal for me, but anyway, I keep filling up my papers and my other stuff. So when it comes to geese, you know, they stand for family, protectiveness, teamwork, loyalty, bravery, fertility, navigation, and communication. When it comes to community and unity, geese have a strong social bond and community-oriented behavior. You know, they live in large groups, they migrate together, and they can show us how to build and nurture relationships. They have a complex communication system. I don't know if you guys have heard geese, but they are loud. And when you get a bunch of them together, they're really loud. But they have a distinct conversation with one another that tells them how to stay together, what to do next. Of course, we can't understand it, but you know that they have a conversation when you're around them. We as humans get caught up in individual pursuits and we forget the value of community. And that's something that as a community and as a collective that we are starting to gravitate toward a little bit more. It's the less of the me and a little more of the we. The trick is learning how to balance those together. In a community of people, there's no I in team. And geese of all animals understand that. You know, we are stronger together. Are we not? Just recently, we held an election. While there was division, it took a whole group of people to make election decisions, just like any other collective decision that we make out there. And it belongs the same to a family unit, as well as relationships and things like that. Your individuality while being within a group is super important. So, have you ever been attacked by one goose What is it like if you get attacked by all of the geese? That's a scary thing, isn't it? I know they hiss, they come after you, and they'll pinch you on the butt. Did you know that geese fly thousands of miles a year just to reach breeding and wintering grounds? They adopt a growth mindset and they refuse to give up. The resilience of a goose and their relationships together stand for loyalty and commitment. Geese are famous for their monogamous relationships. Did you guys know that? The pairs sometimes stay together for years, sometimes an entire lifetime. They have the greatest example of caregiving. Geese are fiercely protective of their young. You try to get around a nest of baby geese. Mama and Daddy is real close by and you will not survive. They will get you. You won't want to be involved in that at all. And in ancient mythology, geese were believed to be messengers of God, divine wisdom, and guidance to humans. It's the difference between logic and reason and intuition and instinct. And if we think about that, it's mind over heart decisions or heart over mind. Which is better? The truth is, things that come from the heart grow in all kinds of directions. And we don't need to make emotional decisions, so to speak, but we do need to balance our emotions and our logic together at the same time. So as a collective, let's see what messages the Moonology has for us as a collective. You know, Pluto is going into Aquarius. We're coming out of Pluto being in Capricorn. Capricorn is about power and control. Sometimes toxic things. And we're tired of that as a collective, I think. Wouldn't you agree? So let's see, tribe. What are we looking at from the Moonology? And what messages do you have, angels, ancestors, guides, and spirit? Better together, huh? From the Moonology. It is a time to give rather than take. A new moon in Virgo. So perhaps we're being asked to make a plan, get together in our groups, in our communities, and make a decision on how we can work together toward our group's goal. You can do this at work. You can do this at home. Believe in the impossible. So often we give up on our things that we dream of, all for the sake of traditions, religion. So many times we just give up because we're worried about what everybody else thinks. But if we close our eyes for a moment and think about what our heart says, what's the right thing to do? We wonder. And that's all relative. What's your personal value system? Not what is your mom's value system. What's dad's, what's my husband, what's my wife's value system? What's yours? When you know what your value system is, then you can start aligning with folks who also share the same value system. That's how we get into our groups. Spirit, angels, ancestors, guides for the Oracle of Pluto. Since Pluto is going into Aquarius, what messages do you have to the collective? Give us a card with a deep message for the collective. The lizard. Let's read that and see what the lizard has to tell us here. Now, this takes me a minute sometimes to find it because whoever created this oracle, okay, so this oracle was created Written by Aubrey Howshell and illustrated by Rose Ides. Guys, thank you for this oracle. It's wonderful. However, it would be great if it was in alphabetical order. Okay, lizards. Repeating a cycle and unlearned lessons. Perhaps it's a time to do things over again and to do a review of where we've stood and maybe the things we keep repeating over and over and over again. That's the definition of insanity, right? What are we repeating over and over again? Lizards are often associated with the idea of a regeneration, right? You rip a lizard's tail off and it regrows. Amazing, right? Humans kind of do that too. I know that, you can lose a bunch of weight and then you can grow it back. I've done it. Anyway, as they can regrow their tail should something happen to it. This indeed is a handy trick, enabling the lizard to not only get a major part of its body back, but also to do better next time around. When the lizard energy is present, we too are being offered this gift. It's an opportunity for a redo, a recount, Re's are cool, right? If you get to redo something, if you get to retake a test. Question is, when you're in the process of the whatever, did you learn from the last experience? Because that's your opportunity for growth. This card is also an invitation to take a moment and ask yourself why this cycle is recurrent. Lessons have a way of repeating themselves time and time again until we learn and integrate them. It may take us a few times to even recognize the common thread between situations, but once we do, we are presented with a choice. Learn, grow, evolve, do better, be better, or don't. That's free will. And the same lesson will circle back around soon enough. I promise. If this card has arrived in your reading, it's likely that at this moment, the latter has been true for a while. Consider especially the other cards around the lizard. What do they reveal around the crossroads where you're standing at this moment? Have you been taking too much in an opportunity? Have you not been believing in the things that you may consider impossible? I'll tell you instances over and over again. In love and relationships, for sure, we tend to repeat patterns, don't we? That's what creates bitterness many times when it comes to being in relationships, developing friendships, love relationships, romance. We wonder why we meet the same people over and over and over again. Why? Why do I even bother? I keep meeting the same people. There's a reason. Everyone crosses your path because there's a reason why you need to meet this person. There's a lesson to be learned here. And they may have a different face. And the opportunity may appear completely different until you get into it. And then you see a pattern of behavior, right? I know it to be a fact because I have had the situation myself. So as a collective, let's see what other messages there might be here for us. Show me recent past for this collective. So somebody out there somewhere has had a hard time doing things on their own, growing something on their own, and there's been a lot of conflict around it. Perhaps because the geese are coming into the situation, a time to give rather than take and believing in the impossible is just your opportunity to say, hey, maybe I'm not meant to do this by myself. Maybe I need to stop the conflict that might be arriving. Show me what this conflict has been for the collective. Out of touch with our intuition. Some of you out there may be dealing with a Pisces energy or water energy of some kind. So far I got Virgo and water, so earth and water on the table. What is your intuition? That's that gut feeling, that first thing. That's developed out of the thing that makes you want to go do something over here, right? What's crossing this energy now? In the current energy, what's going on? Somebody is without partnership here. Once again, reiterating the fact that in this lesson, quite possibly, we haven't been developing partnerships and relationships effectively. Maybe some Aries energy there where you think you can do everything on your own and everything's a fight, right? And someone here feels like they don't have options. The Seven of Pentacles coming in the reverse here. Can't even, they're on the table. That's the thing. If the Seven of Pentacles in reverse is on the table, that means there are options. You just can't see them. Or you're not looking. What's crossing this? Tangible opportunity. Perhaps getting a message that goes ignored. Could be from an earth energy, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. Doesn't have to be. It could just be about something earth related. Your foundations, how are they built? Perhaps one of you out there has been left out or feeling that way. Show me hopes and dreams. Yeah. We hope for celebration, connections with the Four of Wands here. What's standing in the way with fear? There's a huge fear that whatever you give out will not be reciprocated. That people won't effectively work together with one another, that the Three of Cups is in reverse. There won't be celebration, won't be coming together at all. That's the fear here. And what is it that we don't see coming with this collective? Someone in the near future, or you, could decide to drop all these defenses that we had over here. We may decide to stay somewhere that we were getting ready to cut a trail over. We were going to leave it behind. That option was on the table, but here we are staying. And looking for a new opportunity with the Ace of Pentacles. So here we are with the Page of Pentacles. A messenger comes in. Here's an opportunity. And then we decide to step into it in the near future. It's tangible. We can put our hands on it. And then we receive a passionate message. So far, I'm seeing a young energy of earth, a young fire energy. Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. And then the King of Swords is here telling the truth. It's either you or someone else comes through with the truth. Definitely. Somehow I see that our knowledge comes in of the truth. And then a message is going out. This could be Libra, Gemini, or Aquarius energy. And it may have to do with the King of Wands. The Kings are getting on the table now. There's growth here, going from pages to Kings in a fast... Oh! I hope that wasn't too loud. In a very fast manner. Very fast, moving forward from page to King energy. Someone may create some kind of upheaval about this. Screaming from the inside out and making a judgment call here. When this happens, there may be a feeling, an emotional feeling of betrayal. We recognize the lesson that we didn't learn back here, and then we go ahead and accept the truth with the Ace of Swords. The Empress comes in Aries, Taurus, or Libra, energy feminine. That's wife, mother, business owner, and someone decides to travel, Cancer energy. There's been a non-committal energy back here that we want to turn around. It's time to give rather than take. Believe in the impossible. We may have been tossing around a couple of different things, but the money, the Ten of Pentacles, the thing that makes us feel most secure is on the table here. There's been a lack of healing with the Star energy in reverse, Aquarian energy. Needing the strength to tame the bear. She's able to do it. She's leading him by the neck here. And then someone decides to go ahead and work together with the other. The Epiphany comes in with the Tower, tearing down foundations that we no longer need. And understanding that sometimes we need to migrate like the geese, going south for the winter. And there's a little bit of something around not having the self-confidence. So there's the ticket. Sometimes we have to just do the thing. Just make the choice. It's a verb. Do the thing. And go forward to create justice where justice wasn't to begin with. There's a plan with the Virgo energy here. Also Gemini. No, Virgo. Needing to be made toward the give and the take. Manifesting the things that you want in the near future so that you get your earth energy in the upright. How do we do that? As a collective, how do we effectively do those things? How can we build on something where we were doing everything on our own? It's investments. When you make an investment in something that your heart believes in, that's when you begin to see growth. My daddy always said, if you do the things you love, you never work a day in your life. Work has been an ugly word, but abundance must be created some way, depending on what abundance is to you. Let's get some animal oracle advice for my collective here. Someone here is getting ready to either make an energetic move or travel to a different location. I believe one of the messages are to find your soul tribe. Find your soul group. Be like the geese. It's time to migrate. What's holding you back? Because if you've been staying in the same place, doing the same thing over and over and over again, the definition of insanity, this is your message. It's time to find your group and time to move. If you're not finding happiness where you're at, only you can create that change. Face your problems head on with confidence and courage, and you will emerge victoriously. You know, sometimes people run from things. They run from conflict so often. The problem is we don't effectively know how to give and take in our relationships many times, so we avoid it by running. That's the most cowardly thing you can do because it leaves doors open. When you can just face the music, whatever that might be. The Falcon is act on the opportunity that's before you and commit to it without equivocation. It's likely that you know on the inside of you what that decision is or what direction you need to go. And something keeps holding you back. It's time to stop complaining and focus attention on the blessings in your life. Thanksgiving's coming up, whether you celebrate or not. But shouldn't we every day be thankful for the blessings that we have? Because somebody's always got it worse, don't they? Your ancestral spirit guides are offering you guidance now. Pay close attention to signs and omens from them. Lizards, geese, platypus, owls. And chimpanzee says use your intuition and your intellect to solve the problem to get the answers to your questions. And remember what I said when I was writing down these messages I was getting. Logic and reason versus intuition and instinct. Which one gets us further? Logic and reason is from things that we learn. But your intuition and instinct are also very important. So many times we just make decisions from our mind and we don't include our heart at all. And that's not what we're being asked to do. 9 times out of 10, the problem is that we're worried about what other people think. And the truth is, the lion doesn't care about the opinions of the sheep. So what is it that you would like to do? Where does your heart call you to go? That's the question. So collective. Who's your tribe? What's calling your heart today? And which direction are you going to go? You only get one life in this consciousness that you can really, really remember. Whether you believe in past lives or not is irrelevant. But you only get one chance to create a legacy for yourself, and every single day you move toward death. So why are we all so worried about what happens when we die when we need to be worried about what happens while we live? Do you want to work your life away? Or do you want to find some kind of balance so you can do a little of both? Have you noticed the greatest inventors in the world did something out of need or created something from their heart space that ended up blessing other people? Just like this channel, just like our podcast that gives a voice back to victims. What creative endeavor do you have that could give back to a collective? I feel like that's what we're being asked to do. It starts at home. It starts in our personal relationships, our relationships with our family, our friends. That's your tribe. That's your core tribe. But you create an individuality when you separate from your family as you grow up that kind of leads you in a direction. It makes me think of a song that Blackberry Smoke did, One Horse Town. Okay. I'll post it on my community page, but it says, in the tiny town where I come from, you grew up doing what your daddy done. You don't ask questions, you do it just because. You don't climb too high or dream too much. With a whole lot of work and a little bit of luck, you can wind up right back where your daddy was. In this little bitty town, it ain't nothing new. We all stick around 'cause they all tell us to. Swallow your pride just to make your family proud. If I didn't think that it would shut the whole place down, I'd ride my pony right out of this one-horse town. An old married man at the age of 23 got 2 little boys on the baseball team, and that might be their only ticket out. All they got is a worn-out name and a daddy that could have gone all the way. But I hung my saddle up and I settled down in this little bitty town. It ain't nothing new. We all stick around 'Cause they all tell us to swallow your pride just to make your family proud. If I didn't think that it would shut the whole place down, I'd ride my pony right out of this one-horse town. Now, did the geese do that? The geese stuck together in their communities. A lot of geese was monogamous or even gathered for a lifetime, but they had their community to begin with. There's so much to be learned from that, but once you get in your communities, you get to grow up, you get to choose your spouse, you get to choose your family unit, and you're allowed to separate. And the deal is to learn to balance those things, because that guy could have taken his family and left the town and just came back to visit. We're allowed to do that. This guy didn't believe that his actual place, his heart wanted to go somewhere, but he stayed on account of why. Now all he has is a worn out name, a daddy that could have gone all the way. But he hung his hat up and settled down. You can settle down without settling down. You can settle down without settling. It's about what your heart needs and wants for you to create growth, because that became stagnant. Are you stagnant today? It's a time to give and rather than take, and actually believe in the impossible. There's this thing about dreaming. Dreams can become real. You can make them a reality. It's part of the way you manifest things into the world. First you dream it up, and then you take a step in that direction, even if they're tiny ones. So what is it that you've been wanting to do here? Is there someone out there you wanted to go toward and you held back? Is there some endeavor you wanted to take, but you were afraid it would piss somebody off? But your heart calls for it. I believe Spirit's asking us to go in that direction today. And we need to get in our tribes. We need to get in our groups. And you know where you find out who that is? Your heart. That's where you start. Then you use your logic to make a plan. Get educated about where your heart wants to go. Not out of fear, not out of sheer emotion. Out of an inner drive from your intuition that helps you make your way in this world. What is the way? Ask yourself. Balance your intuition and your logic, and surprise, you will get an answer. You're allowed to ask for help. Ask your spirit guides or whatever you believe in as far as a deity. That's your personal decision. That's your personal journey. And even that might be something that you want to look at too. Look at traditions. Why do we do the traditions? Because we're afraid somebody else might get upset if we don't go in their traditional way of doing things. Why? Because Mama said to do it, Papa said to do it, because they've always done it that way. Why would I do it any different? I can think of a reason why. Because it's a paradigm you don't want to get stuck in. We learn history so that we don't repeat the bad stuff and we carry forward the good. And only you can determine what's good for you. Nobody else. So I think that's your message. As a collective, I hope this helped. And if it didn't, please move along. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And if you're interested in a wonderful true crime podcast, please come and see The Raven Knocks. All the links will be below. Check out our website, www.southernsassproductions.com. And until next time, much love and light to you and yours.